Okay.
Don't talk about me.
Welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. Today we're talking about Trump going gangster on Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. And also, should black folks that slide to the other side be defended by black folks who have not? That's going to be a question. And what really happened at Crosstown Concourse? Rachel Spriggs is in the building to tell the story, but y'all don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Yo, welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You're watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. Let's go, baby. Give it up for that. Yeah. Hey, let me introduce my lovely co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods, who claims she's overworked right on the last day of Black History.
Producer in almost the first day of Women's Month, or whatever, Women's History Month. Lord, I've been working like a slave back here, but hey, y'all.
After all that whole soliloquy, DJ Kojak. Y'all give it up for my DJ. That's my DJ Kojak in the building. Yo, DJ Kojak, scratch it up 4 times for our guest, Rachel Spriggs.
Okay, 1 time for the guest.
Oh,
that revolutionary.
Man, dang, that was a hotel scratch. Hey, Rachel, my question, Rachel, did you hear that scratch?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
He a little soft, Rachel.
Okay.
I had the volume now. She might have heard it.
She might have been doing a little homework, man. Hey, today is the last day of Black History Month, right? So I just want to remind everyone of that. And we are in the blackout, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But man, first we got to get to this, man. This shit is breaking, right? Man, Trump and the Trump gang, right? Man, it looked like a whole entire shakedown in the Oval Office today.
Gang.
And I'm not so sure how well it played out for the Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. And I think we got a little video. Run that video, Josh.
All right.
Part of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine? Did you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems? Bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You
God bless. You will not have war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly what
this.
you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
Feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country, that's backed you far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once?
This entire meeting?
No, in this entire meeting, you said thank you. You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country is in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No,
Can
you've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning.
I know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this cabinet.
We gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid
thank-
president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and
voted
you
for
men
your
are brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about
if you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
you invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak-
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I tell you.
Just say thank you.
I said a lot of times to American people.
Accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for.
Oh, man, listen, hey, you know, I think what we, hey, man, hey, but no, you know, you talking honestly, you talking gangster shit at the highest level, real talk, right? And you talking, I think we witnessed a shakedown, you know, because what they're saying is they want Ukraine to hand over some certain mineral rights in their country to the U.S. in order to stop this war, right, with Russia. And so and Ukraine is like, man, you know, we can't give y'all all of this. We're giving the country away. Y'all will basically be colonized by the U.S. if we agree to some of the stuff that's happening. And then, you know, a lot of people are saying Trump is literally showing the Ukrainians how he is siding with Russia in this whole situation, right? But the rippling effects of this is this: the country of Ukraine came out of the breakup of the Soviet bloc. For those of you that don't know, right? And so when they broke up, a bunch of countries came out of that. You know, Armenia, Georgia, Ukraine, and some of these other blocks right now. And so, but where Ukraine is geographically located, it serves as a buffer to all of the NATO countries. But you know, Trump has been breaking up NATO, right? And so people are seeing the alignment. Who would have ever thought that the United States of America would be aligned with Russia?
If he calling out a World War III, there is going to be one. He said it right there and there. Seriously.
Yeah, man.
Quit playing.
Yeah.
Playing with me.
Yeah.
Quit playing.
So we had to get that out because there's some big news today, man. They basically threw President Vladimir Zelensky out of the White House, literally, right? And you know, and you know, you think about that, right? You got folks pointing in your face. He's a president of a country,
Yeah, a whole president.
right,
Okay?
right. This ain't no North Memphis. This that. No, this ain't Walmart fight.
That's how Trump was sitting there, though.
right.
He was letting the gang get up on him. Then he jumped in. He let him. He was sitting there like, okay.
Yeah,
He was sitting there
couldn't
like,
hold it back.
well.
He tried to hold it back as long as he could. He was like, nah. He wanted to say something else.
You know what's crazy? What a lot of people miss on this though is this. You know, they let that play out on live public TV today, right?
On purpose.
Which is to absolutely
On purpose.
which is to shift the public opinion in America,
They trying to shift
the narrative, right?
Yep, so you can
To be against Ukraine. Now, remember, you know, a few years ago, everybody was waving the little blue and yellow flag and all this stuff. You know, had it in their windows and all this stuff. And now the shakedown is happening.
And when we go to war, they have a live view of them arguing, being disrespectful on our soil. That's all that is. But yep, that's all it is. 'Cause they're gonna go now.
But it's more, but it's a whole lot. But I think strategically, honestly, that was the worst move that the Ukrainian president could have made by going back and forth with them folks. Right. You jump in there, Rachel. What you raise your hands and got in here and got scared, right?
No, the reality is I was in the 92%. You know what I'm saying? And so nothing that Trump is doing surprises me. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't feel like the Ukrainian president, I felt like he was really trying to be logical and have a conversation, but it's no room, it's no space. It was no space.
Keyword, you said be logical.
He wasn't.
logical,
It's nothing
you're
like
off.
where he made the mistake was coming to the table in the first place like that. Like
Yeah.
it's too much unpredictability when you're talking to Trump on live anything.
Because what would you do if somebody put their finger in your face?
Yeah.
What would happen as a?
Yeah.
What? And I wonder, even if they got something going on, but even with being in that room and being the president, where was his people at to let him even be? You know what I mean? For them to be that disrespectful, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, at this point, like that's what I understand. Like I keep telling people I was in the 92% of black women who, you know what I'm saying, held it down at the booths. You know what I'm saying? And so
yeah.
People want to keep bringing me into conversations about Trump. I just tell them I was in the 92%.
You didn't vote for Trump. Man, look. Hey, but look. I just want to make sure we got that out there. But we really want to talk about, man. So Trump is getting rid of DEI all throughout the country, right? In every nook and cranny of the country, right? And his Republican minions are following suit at state level, local level, and so on and so forth, right? But Trump held a Black History program at the White House.
A whole history program.
I mean, make it make sense, right? And I think we got a little video.
But there was black people there. You missing?
Well,
Black History was
It was
black
Black
people
History.
there.
Yeah, it was. They were there.
Because you have a Black History program, don't mean black people got to be there, but they were actually there.
Were they there?
Bro,
Was
you
it
have
your
a Black
cousins?
History program. Black people should be at the Black
I'm
History
from
program.
Iowa.
Yeah. You would have. Yeah,
Oh
she had Black
God.
History program. Wasn't nothing but white folks there. But Josh, I think we got some video. Run that video.
Stand for you.
Let me fix my bow tie. We at the White House. We back in here. We waiting on President Donald J. Trump. Let's go. Yeah. Big time. I look so good in the red hat. Pancake man, I need a picture. I got you.
Oh wow, yeah. Okay.
I think some of them your cousins.
I thought they were gonna play the
Like to
remix.
go live and all that. I think some of them your cousins.
They got the remix with the beat on now. I thought they was gonna play the
because
one
they did have a
remix.
song. What's the song called, Kojak?
Cooning.
Look at the coon.
Look at the coons.
How it go?
Look at the cones. Look at the cone. Here they come. Look at the cone. Look at the cone.
That ain't even how it go. Kojak, that ain't even heard the damn song.
Remix.
Yeah, all right. I'm telling you.
Playing tonight at what's the hip hop?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah. But it's a lot going on, right? And Kojak was supposed to ask me about 5K.
Well, that's what. Hey, while everything is going on, Trump know how to get to us because he's giving away $5,000.
Who is us?
Your cousins.
Us. Me. Us.
Black folk.
People. Our people.
He's distracting the black
Our
people.
peoples.
Honestly.
Yeah. With a check. Now I'm going to spend it. I'm definitely going to spend it when it comes.
Just said, "Ooh, let me file my taxes." See, that's the problem. He said that back there, Coach. I'm putting you on blast. But I mean, Rachel, what do you think about that? Do you think it's a distraction? You gonna cash that check? I mean,
well, let's run this video before you ask that question. I think we got a little video, Josh.
We got a video.
Run that video, Josh.
Musk is proposing potentially giving money to Americans based on what Doge is finding. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I love it. A 20% dividend, so to speak, for the money that we're saving by going after the waste and fraud and abuse and all of the other things that are happening. I think it's a great idea.
How much?
Yeah. So look, here's how that thing got set up, right? So apparently there's this dude, white dude. I forgot, Fisher, something like that. But he came up with this idea. He said, hey, since the goal is $2 trillion for them to find, in waste. If we're going to find $2 trillion, save $2 trillion, let's give 20% back to the households, the tax-paying households, right? Mm-hmm. And so they say that that comes to about $5,000 per household, right? Notice they saying per household, not per person,
right?
Per household, right? And then they're saying that's 20% of that $2 trillion. Then another 20% is to go somewhere else, and then 60% they're saying will probably go back to the general fund of the budget of the United States, right? And so, you know, we know what the mindset was for those people that received $1,200 stimulus check, and Trump signed his name on it. But the check was not from Trump. It was from Congress.
And he took credit for it.
And he took credit for it. And he's about to do the same thing because even right now, in order to give that money back, you know, Congress has to pass a law or make sure it's in the budget. When they pass the budget, they're passing a law. So we're educating y'all. When they pass the budget, they are passing a law, right? And so in order for that $5,000 DOGE dividend check to come to the people, it has to be in the budget or a law has to be passed by Congress to authorize it. All right. And so Congress now there are bills that are coming forth now from both the Senate and from Congress that will lay out how they want to authorize that money and so on and so forth. Right. Shout out to all your people. What's up, baby? Now, so now, you know, so Congress is considering it, right? And you know, but remember, this is not a check from President Trump. This is a check from the U.S. House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate, and then Trump will sign whatever that law is with his name on it if he wants to continue. You got a question?
I think if this law is passed, I challenge people. If we get this $5,000, save this $5,000. Y'all don't know what's gonna happen, don't? Cause I promise when they got the stimulus checks, y'all, I swear I went to Walmart. Jesus, I'm not with this Walmart
on Black History
TV,
on
the 28th.
Right.
Every TV there, you know, there's barely nobody there. I'm sorry, I know the first checkout. I promise y'all, there kids was out at 2 or 3. That's when it used to be 24 hours. Y'all, if y'all get them $5,000, you hear me? Y'all save them $5,000 check because you don't know, he might cut off some other kind of benefit. Something may happen. Your job may get laid off. Most African Americans, we may not have a contingency plan or savings, and turn that into your emergency fund. That's what I'm saying. Turn your 5K to your emergency fund. Now, Rachel, I have a question for you.
Go talk
the check.
How
do you feel about the check? Do you think it's a distraction, or how do you really feel about all that's going on?
I think it's genius.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, and I think we need to, and I say we, I'm saying Black people. I think we need to be more strategic about how we make people feel us. You know what I'm saying? And when we are in position, I think we oftentimes, you know, we can frown upon what Trump doing, but them stimulus checks, everybody was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, so this 5,000, it's an immediate, you know what I'm saying? They feel it, you know what I'm saying? It's immediate, you know what I'm saying? Some type of satisfaction and meeting a need. Like you broke folks feel broke. So he's addressing an immediate need. No matter, we are able to critically think about what all that check may entail. But for the folks that is like hungry now, need money now, need rent money now, they like, hey, Trump, all right with me.
Right. And that's very true. That's very true. And we got to wrap the segment up, but I do want to piggyback off that real quick. You know, Democrats, you know, got some thinking to do, right? Because that's a cold move. That's a shrewd move, right? You know, to hit your folks, you know, with these $5,000 pops. But what they don't realize, right, is that Trojan horse. What they don't realize is that it is going to. They are taking some programs away from, you know, looking in USAID and all these places where programs to feed kids and this, that, and other
jobs
come from, and then they are killing them. The U.S. government is the number 3 biggest employer in the world, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's number 3 or number 15, right? Somebody Google that. And now think about it. If they are laying all these people off with these jobs, you know, that $5,000 is a stimulus check, which means they want to stimulate the economy. But if you don't have a job, you are not going to be running out there spending that money. Look, y'all don't go in.
You would think that.
Y'all don't go anywhere. Look, when we come back, this is crazy. When we come back, you know, Angelica was telling us about this young black dude who said he would rather have sex with a dog than a black woman. So don't go anywhere.
look at Rachel's face, y'all.
Also, wait a minute. Let me set this up. Wait a minute. And you still don't want to go anywhere. Also, because we got Rachel Spriggs here. We're going to talk about concourse, right? So this is y'all want to stick around for this. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Look, we got.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. There's a lot of conversation going on in between the set because this is some hot stuff. Hey, you're watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market.
Say that.
Hey, speaking of which, you know, we're about to come up on that 7 million views.
7 million. Count them.
Yep. We ain't playing with them, right? And we are a year and 1 month old. A year and 1 month old. So we've been doing this thing, man. Yeah, give it up for my lovely co-host Angelica Jelly Woods in the building. Yeah. And give it up for my DJ Kojak in the building.
Black History.
Oh, look at that.
Turned up the last day, Black History Month.
Hotep all of a sudden, right? They're spending all this money at Amazon and Walmart the other day.
Never.
Right?
Never.
Did you buy something today?
Never.
Right. Give it up for our lovely guest. Rachel is in the building. Finally, we got her. Yeah. She is in the building. You know, welcome, Rachel. We truly appreciate you being here. Listen. Tell the truth, shame the devil, right? We listen and we don't judge, right? Angelica, did you spend some money with somebody today other than Black?
I didn't spend no money with nobody. I haven't spent not $1 today.
Okay, you sure? Okay.
My gas, I got my gas.
Right.
I was gonna ask Rachel what she bought today.
Right.
Hey.
Right. Wait a minute.
I ain't been to Target. I gotta tell the truth about Amazon. Tell the truth, y'all. My baby gonna see Blimpy. I had to order these shirts. I had to get it fast. Forgive me, y'all. Forgive me, the Black community. I was desperate.
What you have to do?
And he white too, y'all. Sorry. Forgive me. I'm being honest.
I don't want you to answer this question. But let me go to Kojak. Kojak, we know you ain't spending no money with nobody because you cheap as hell. Right. I mean, black or white or in between. Kojak ain't spending nobody.
I approve this message.
What you did about it? We got Taco Bell today.
No. Actually, I had to go and purchase some things because we're open tonight. The club is open tonight.
Oh my God.
Hip Hop Lounge, 5721 Roddy LaGrange. Well, I had to get some chicken, so I had to go. Had to go to Gordon. I went to Gordon. I went to Lit, and I had to get I had to get some more liquor.
But why you can do it
the day?
Why you can do it earlier?
Any other time? Why today?
Because he's not playing.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Right. Well, Rachel, we don't want you to answer that question yet. We're gonna ask you in the next segment.
But Kojak don't plan. But I need to talk about what happened with the black girl, the black boy and the white girl. Though y'all getting off. I mean, seriously.
Well, we were about to get on. You're right, and I actually stuck the wrong paper up there, but you know, Angelica. Tell us about this because it's pretty serious, right? It's a pretty serious story.
I know, and Rachel hasn't heard about it, so I'm excited. Okay, so there is. I know. Really? I don't even know what. I don't even know what.
When you hear this story, ask her if she's still excited after you hear this
story.
Oh my
God!
Wow. So there's a black dude who was dating a white girl. Not the first, won't be the last. All right. Mm-hmm. He publicly put on his Twitter that he'd rather F a dog than be with a black woman. Mm. He said with the white girl that he put a picture, I'm with her to the death of us, to the death of us, death of me. And you know, black people on there going ham talking about like, well, you dead. And she that's
a great teaser without you telling the whole story.
Yes, but I need you to play the video.
Thank you. Play the video.
He did play that video. Released for 25-year-old Hannah Cobb, facing felony involuntary manslaughter charges in the shooting death of 30-year-old Telvin Osborne. This after the community and social media erupted this week after no immediate arrest was made in this case. According to a Burke County incident report, deputies responded to Western Estates on 4 Points Road Sunday morning for a gunshot wound. At the home, they found 30-year-old Telvin Osborne shot in the upper chest. Deputies say the suspect, Hannah Cobb, called deputies and was applying pressure to the wound when they arrived. Cobb told deputies her and Osborne had been out all night and recently got home. Cobb told deputies in the report she was checking her firearm as they do every night. That's when the gun went off, hitting Osborne. Cobb told deputies she thought the gun was on safe while checking it.
The case required a considerable amount of time and attention to detail, ensuring that there was a comprehensive inquiry, a thorough sifting of the evidence, and we have filed appropriate charges.
According to Sheriff Alfonso Williams, there's been misinformation spread about the case, including the suspect cleaning the weapon when it went off.
At no point during the investigation was there any information about a person cleaning a weapon.
He did say alcohol was involved in the shooting, and they're not listing this as accidental. He also said there was an altercation with some, quote, pushing and shoving before the incident happened.
It is reckless to go out and get drunk and then
I asked the sheriff if Cobb turned herself in or if deputies went to get her. The sheriff said they made arrangements with her to pick her up. Osborne's family tells us the 30-year-old worked out at Savannah Riverside, but often loved to fish, hunt, and raise animals. He was a father of two who they say loved his entire family.
I give us a countdown after the video.
Now, what's crazy about this whole situation? They arranged to pick her up.
Wait a minute, what they did? What now?
They arranged to pick her up.
That's kind of like they did the dude that shot up the church, right? And they took him to Burger King.
Yeah, you just gonna. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
arranged to pick her up. I guess on social media, what they did say, people said she came home. There is footage if y'all go online. I mean, y'all. I mean, she was drunk, turned up in the club. I don't know what club she was in or what hit town.
Was she in the black club?
She was playing. She was dancing some black music. You could tell she was dancing. I guess y'all gotta look. Play the video. I'm just joking, Josh.
Don't do that, Josh.
There's no video. I'm just joking, but she was dancing. She went home. Everybody said she was cleaning her gun, but apparently they said that's not the case. She picked it up. Probably was, I don't know, pointing it. I don't know. And she said she didn't know there was the safety was off. Now,
what kind of gun? You ain't got to answer that because a lot of guns don't even have safeties anymore.
I don't know, but I'm gonna tell y'all this story that my husband gonna kill me about, and I told you I was gonna tell y'all this story.
All
right, so.
Mitch.
I know he probably watching the barbershop. So when we first got married, he has an AR, the big guns, right?
AR.
And so he came in my office at the time, and he had like pointed it. I said, "Do not point that gun at me because I don't play about guns." Like, girl, ain't nothing in this gun. Cocked it, and it went boom.
Oh, wow.
I mean, my ears were ringing. I know he was so mad. My ears were ringing. I mean, it scared the crap out of him. Like, but I'm saying.
So what did he shoot?
It went through the wall and then it went through the hallway wall. But see,
how far away from that shot
was you?
Right. So if it's like here, it's like he's saying there's no. He went down like this
with his finger on the trigger.
No, it wasn't on. So I don't get no. Well, it's up here, and he said, "Babe, I don't ever put no things in there." And kind of shot it down like whatever, however.
Yeah.
And it went through that wall and said it came through this wall.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right beside you.
Yeah, it was our ears.
We almost lost you,
man.
I said you would have been in jail. We just got married. I got an insurance policy. Who would have believed that story?
Yep.
Not saying this girl didn't do
he shot you. You want to get
Rachel would have been our co-host.
Right. But
let's go to our lovely co-host, Rachel.
His friend was playing with a gun though, and I guess he didn't know his friend must have loaded it. He didn't know his friend had loaded the gun.
But I was playing in the Marine
Corps.
I'm
sorry, babe. Don't be mad at me, please.
You
meant to say that story.
That's why at the state level I fight for gun safety training for our people, right? For our people. I took my daughter to, I know we're getting off subject, but we're gonna get back on. But I took my daughter to gun when I went qualified for my permit. I took my 11-year-old daughter with me for the whole entire class. She took the test too. Right. And she passed the test. Wow. Right. But after that, I never have to worry about if I lay a gun around her picking it up, playing with it, this, that, and other. We've been taught as black folks, right, to be afraid of guns.
Say that.
That's some bullshit.
Come on now.
We should hell, we the ones that need protection from our folks and them folks.
Man,
right?
both sides.
Both sides, right? And so we should be embracing and taking our children to these gun safety classes, and grown folks should go too, because you should not be afraid of them. You should know how to use them. And apparently he hadn't had a class.
Yes, he has. He had a class and he had his license.
We ain't gonna do that.
And he has a full safe that he puts them in. We have numerous guns at our house. That's probably why he can be out. He's very safe. Like he do not play. So
yeah, that was really safe. Yeah,
so he might, because guys, he never has them loaded. Like
Right.
he's the only person that ever touched them. Now
But
one
you know-
time he let his friend.
But you know, that's the first thing, Mitch. And Mitch, you know, I fuck with you, man, the hard way,
Well,
right?
he
But
probably
look, no Diddy, right? But
No Diddy.
no Diddy.
No Diddy.
But you know, that's the first thing you want to do when you pick up a weapon. You want
Exactly.
to clear. You want
Clear
to
it.
make sure it is clear,
First.
right? Visually, make sure. And they taught us stick your finger in there. Stick your pinky in there. Make sure there is no
That's the
round in
one
that
part
chamber.
you remember.
I remember all that shit. Right? Seriously, seriously, yeah. Well, I ain't almost shoot nobody.
Okay.
While you over there
I
talking
told him I was
about
gonna tell y'all that
Man,
story.
He
man,
said he gonna throw shade. He gonna throw it back.
Look,
Yeah, I know.
he hating it. It's a Mitch, poor Mitch.
I'm
Mitch,
sorry,
Mitch,
Mitch. I'm sorry.
We know.
Hopefully
you
I
do
ain't
better.
watching the barbershop.
But you know, and actually back to the subject at hand,
Come on,
right? So Angelica.
Oh, you just text me, really?
Hey,
So this what we doing? So this what we doing?
On the last day of Black
So this what we
History,
doing?
right?
Help other people.
Right. That's a moment in Black history.
Okay, that's the point though. The whole thing, he dogged the black woman.
He
So
dogged black women.
yeah, women.
Right. Because he said, now what did he say? Remind the folks
He
what he
rather
said.
FA dog than mess with a black woman. So Rachel, I have a question for you.
Wait a minute. And now
a white woman took his life.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently it may be a rumor her parents are some kind of, it's like a small town, it's a trailer.
Like
that
Iowa?
might be in a, we don't really have no trailer park. One trailer park we did where I lived at.
You lived in it. Right.
I live in no trailer park.
Oh,
really.
man. Look, Sunnyside trailer homes.
Remember, I lived in the flats with the black people.
Right. Oh, okay.
But Rachel, do you think that black women should come to the defense? Because I ain't gonna finish the question, but go ahead.
Now you got to finish the question.
Because
how she supposed to know
online-
how to answer it?
No, I'm saying, do you think black people should come to his defense? Because the families are online saying like, we don't feel how he feels about, and apologizing what he said, but they want people to pretty much, how you can like petition and rally, you make a whole bunch of noise behind the issue.
Yeah.
And a lot of black women are just like,
Right.
How you feel about that?
I think black women are constantly called to come to the rescue of, people that don't come to the rescue of us. You know what I'm saying? So my answer is definitely no. I think at some point we got to, preserve. We got to figure out, like this not my fight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's where I'm at with that. Like you fuck your dog.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
he gonna be dogs go to hell. Ooh, that's gonna be
That's what I mean. Like,
and I was gonna say something mean. He gonna flip me 2 parks already.
You know,
Like
you're gonna
that.
get clipped, right?
Listen, but yeah.
But that's interesting because that's we really want to know, and to the people that's watching, y'all please chime in. Should we be defending those black folks that denounce or disassociate with us as a people?
Yeah. If you go to the other side, can you come back?
Right. So hit the comments, right? Because we want to hear from you.
You coming right into the cross conversation.
We know what we're doing over here.
Okay, my bad.
Parkinson Project.
Look,
Right.
Dang, give me the note.
Segue.
Right. Right. It's a build up, right? Right. Yeah. And so, but look, but from a political standpoint, right? Oh, there was drama at the Tennessee legislature this week, man.
Y'all always got drama.
Well,
it's
drama coming from every angle. It just oozes drama, right? But there was let me set this up. There was a Republican member, Gino Bolso, one of our most far right members, right? He's the one that now has taken up the mantle from former Representative Reagan to get rid of all DEI, he everything anti-LGBTQ, this, that, and other, some of which I agree with, right? And everything, anti-black. But he came with this resolution or this bill to put a plaque on the side of the desk in the chamber, like we did for our beloved State Representative Lois DeBerry, right? Speaker pro tem, first ever black woman, right?
Come on
Speaking
now.
of Women's Month coming up.
Come on now.
But Gino Bolso wanted to do one for former State Representative John DeBerry, right? And so, and when they introduced this legislation in committee, that's when the fight started. Whoa, run that video.
There are no desks on the House floor named after living people. Mr. DeBerry serves as a senior advisor to the governor, and he's being paid $18,947 a month. He was the #1 advocate for the governor's voucher plan, which was a scam. And
Representative Jones? Let's stay on. We're recognizing the man, not how much money he makes.
I think the people of my district would not want us to honor someone who pushed through a voucher scam that's going to defund our public schools and privatize education and did it for a check of over $18,000 a month. It is wrong, and I think that every member of this committee who was against vouchers should know that he was one of the biggest advocates who the governor tromped out.
I'm going to stop you one more time. And it's not like baseball. You don't get 3 strikes. Let's stay on Mr. DeBerry, on the bill in front of us, rather than politicize previous events or the salary this gentleman makes. Mr. Jones.
Thank you, Representative Fritz. We are choosing to honor a former member who spent his most recent actions as his #1 priority trying to privatize our schools. That does not deserve further accolades. I think $18,000 a month is enough.
In this period of hyper-partisanship, notable and commendable, Chairman Bolso, for you to bring this resolution attempting to honor someone who was a member of the minority party who now serves with the governor.
He is a very principled person. As the representative Dixon County was saying, we have become so partisan. We have to learn how to care for each other and stop being so aggressive in nature toward each other. And this is not directed at my colleague from Davidson County at all. I'm talking as a whole, so don't try to start anything. The temperature of this house is very high, and we have to find a way. It's on us to bring it down. I like Representative DeBerry, and I think he's a good person.
I see the ayes have it.
Since we are bemoaning hyperpartisanship, a simple resolution honor the life and legacy of a beloved community member of my district has been derailed and delayed because of petty partisanship and the unchecked discretion of this Republican supermajority. So on behalf of the residents of House District 51, this is bullshit.
Mr. Chairman, you have 3 ayes, 6 noes.
The bill moves out with a negative recommendation.
Bipartisanship is a cover for us, the minority, to be silent about our pain, to be silent about the pain of our constituents. There's no bipartisanship in a building controlled by people who are drunk with power. And to any Democrat who was playing that false game and spreading that mythology that, we want to tone down the temperature, the message should be directed toward the speaker, toward those in the majority, toward the chairmen of these committees, not to us who are simply trying to make sure that our voices of the people in our district are heard. So often here, Democrats have went along and played this plantation politics during the State of the State, where members of our own party were lecturing us about walking out, making behind-the-scenes deals to pass pointless things like a state song or a state food that do nothing to improve the lives of our constituents. I think that we have to hold both Democrats and Republicans accountable, bowing down to fascism and authoritarianism, because right now is not the time to go along to get along, but right now is the time to rise up and speak up. Decorum is being weaponized to silence dissent, and I'm so ashamed of my colleagues on my side of the aisle, some of them who've been here longer than I've been alive, who played this game. We are not the minority party, we are the opposition party, and our job is to hold them accountable, to speak truth to power, and to question things. There are so many other Tennesseans we should honor, people like Diane Nash, who led sit-ins, people like Ida B. Wells, who was a journalist who was run out of Tennessee by white supremacist terror, and not people who simply been tools in taking away our rights, shifting resources from the poor to the wealthy. That's not the type of Tennessean we should honor. Let's honor the South's true heroes.
I got to know him as a person, appreciate what he did for me. I know he helped other people along the way, so that's why I voted the way I voted. This was an opportunity for us to, as we always do as Democrats, take the high road. I do not believe, as a black man, that I'm going to down another black man in public. Anything before he sells out or he's a Democrat or a Republican, he's black first. You can't deny that. When you look at him, that's the first thing you see, a black man. Sure. You don't see a Republican or a Democrat.
But would you agree that he sold out? Do you think that?
I think that on some issues, we did not align. He made his choices, I made my choices, but I don't think any less of them for that.
All right, okay. So we're back. We're back. Now this cuts to the heart of what we're talking about, right? Once they move over, should we be fighting? Should we be defending folks to come back, right, to the fold, right? So, let me touch on State Representative John DeBerry. Just to give y'all a little background on Representative John DeBerry.
Yeah.
Representative John DeBerry was State Representative. Tory Harris is the one who took his place, right? And he was removed from as a bona fide Democrat because of his conservative vote. Right now, but this is dynamic. Now, we're gonna jump in a little bit. We're gonna add a little bit more time to this segment because this is a very important conversation. So he was removed as a bona fide Democrat by the state Democratic Party, Now, watch this. Here's why they say they made a pitch for him to be removed. You get in the wall, baby.
So it's like
I'm getting a
right. It's like
Yeah.
impeachment.
What it is no, you're fine. But they can watch you. They can hear me too. But so he was a conservative Democrat. What is now? This is a good education piece.
Yeah.
So you got far left Democrats that are way out here, and then you got far right Republicans that are way out here. I'm trying to get it in the frame. Way out here, right? Now, so these are the people that want to get rid of DEI. They run all of the anti-LGBTQ legislation, so on and so forth. These are the people on the Democratic side that is extreme pro-life, everything LGBTQ, so on and so forth, right? So you got these two poles, right? But in here in the middle, in this space, is most people, right? So there are some things that so this would be a Democrat, right, in this space, Republicans in this space, right? And then so most of these people see things that Democrats do that are great. They see some things that Democrats do that are okay. These people see some things that Republicans do that are okay, right? And there's a lot of gray space, right? You follow me?
Yeah.
Right? So now John D. Berry was a conservative Democrat, right? So here's the Democrats, right? He was a little bit closer to a lot closer to the middle, right? Because he was
by the Republicans.
Closer to the middle, which would be the dividing line for Republican Democrat. So, and then you got moderate Republicans that are close to the line, and
vice
to
versa.
Democrats. But John D. Berry was pro-life, right? Which means anti-abortion, right? He was pro-traditional family, right? Which means he wasn't voting. He would vote with Republicans on a lot of the LGBTQ issues, right? And he was pro-vouchers, right? Right. And so, and then you have iterations of all of that. You may have, like me, I'm a pro-gun Democrat, right? I'm a Marine. I mean, what y'all expect? I am pro-gun. However, with common sense, right? I am anti-discrimination, but I'm not for trans women playing sports with women in our schools, right? I voted with the Republicans on that, right? And I stand by my vote, right? But I voted against vouchers. I vote for against anything that would remove DEI and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of gray area in that space. But here is the problem. Our numbers, right? When you talk about the Tennessee House of Representatives, and I told our caucus this, I said, we have to make room for conservative Democrats in our party. Because what happens is when a conservative Democrat who is pro-life or pro-traditional family, he's a Democrat, right? But our far left Democrats, they attack them, just like what you're seeing there, right? They attack them, and next thing you know, they're either not running again or a Republican is taking their seat. Now, what does that do to us from a number standpoint in the Tennessee House? It puts us in a super minority, right? And I tell people, I told people this, right? I'm so glad we're having this conversation. I'm glad we can use this platform to say this. In the Tennessee House of Representatives, mostly Black folks are in leadership positions. Think about what I just said. Mostly Black folks are in leadership positions. Leader Karen Kemper, right? You got Vincent Dixie was the chair of the Tennessee House Democrats, and I was the vice chair before that. And then you got the Black Caucus, and the Black Caucus is the majority of the Tennessee House Democrats. I told our caucus, black and white, in one room. I said, listen. I said, the Black members came to the leadership positions not because we're so brilliant in leadership, which we are, right? But politics is math. I said the white Democrats ran their own members off because they were conservative Democrats. And when y'all ran them off, the numbers flipped, and it became more Black folks in the caucus than it was white Democrats. So politics is math, right? So while you're castrating or crucifying a conservative Democrat, guess what? Them Republicans are increasing their numbers because you ran somebody off in a different part of the state that had to be conservative in his area. Think about it, right? And so we really have to really take a step back and retool and strategize on how we do things, right? How we move. You follow me? One of the things, going back to what Representative Vincent Dixie said at the end of that video, he said, "I respect the man. He's a black man first,
yeah,
and then he is the state representative, and he has his policy on how he votes, and I have mine. They're different in some cases. Sometimes they're the same, but remember, that person has a constituency to represent. That's what they come up there for.
That's period.
Yeah. But and let me give y'all this last thing on that, right? Black people, and Rachel, and I really want to hear you.
I can't wait to hear what my folks saying.
Right.
Yeah, I want to hear it
Right.
too.
Yeah, and that's great.
Look,
Black people, Rachel, watch this though. Black people are naturally conservative. Think about when you pull up at Big Mama house on a Sunday. What that setting looks like, right? Try to pull up with anybody and see what happens in your family household, right? And so there are a lot of people that, and I tell them white Republicans all the time, man, y'all use conservative as a buzzword, right? When it's convenient for you. But black families, black people are truly conservative, and
you do have some black
communities.
conservative. You do,
Yeah.
you do. I mean, I got Theron on here. She said conservative Democrats need to be with the conservative party,
Well,
aka
see, that's
Republicans.
why our numbers are exactly what they are.
So you saying it's a strategy to?
You can't. You think about it. Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. And Theron, we appreciate you. We do. We got to bring her on the show.
Yeah, we got to bring Theron.
Give me five more. Give me five more. But watch this though.
Yeah.
Watch this. A left-leaning Democrat cannot win in Cookeville, right? Let me give you an example. When you're in Shelby County, right, you're on the Blue Mountaintop. When you leave here, that shit drop off. You drop to the pits of pits when you leave out of Shelby County. Then you pick back up to a little smaller, a big plateau in Nashville.
Yeah.
Right. And then when you leave Nashville, you drop into the deeper pits, right, of conservative space, right? And then you might pick up some in Chattanooga. And you pick up some in Knoxville. But in them in between spaces, it's conservative country. How in the hell, Theron, can a Democrat win if he says I'm for trans women playing sports against girls in high school, or I'm against I want your guns, or I want I'm anti-gun, or I am anti-abortion. Anti-abortion in these conservative spaces. There's no way possible that they can win. But we had conservative Democrats. John Mark Wendell. I remember Kevin, I forgot Kevin's last name. He was a conservative Democrat, but our left-leaning wings, and like John DeBerry, our left-leaning wings, they started tearing them up.
Sellouts. They call it. They were
tearing them up. But guess what? We're paying for that shit today. You see what I'm saying? And we're supposed to be the party of the Big Tent party, remember? The party of everyone, right? But our own folks are eating our own folks. And now we're paying because there is a super majority that is eating our asses alive up there every single day.
Let me see.
I want to hear from you, not your. I want to know. I want to hear from you.
No, I mean, for me.
Yeah, step up to your mic too.
So
and it's okay,
Yeah, I like for me, like I'm on here, I'm listening, but I do think that we have to figure out strategy. I've been reading a book, seven principles. Anyway,
successful people.
No, it's not successful people. It's talking about strategy, right?
Okay.
And so it's coming against the ideas that we have when we talking about how we make progress for our people. And so some people are ascribed to incremental change and figuring out the system in order to make it work for us. And then some people saying abolish the system. Like we got to go against the system because the system don't work for us. It's doing exactly what it's designed to do. You know what I'm saying? And so here we are. I'm hearing your conversation. You like, it's no way to win.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Okay.
That's not what I said.
What
so don't put that in my mouth.
My bad.
I did not say
Okay,
that.
what do you say?
Because I'm winning.
Right.
Right.
Okay. When you say you winning,
I'm winning.
You say when you say you winning.
Right.
But with what you describing though, you know what I'm saying? When you have to lean a little bit where you are not really representative of the people that we saying we really fighting for.
Well, but I'm not leaning. No. See, here's the thing. This it's such a dynamic space, and I appreciate what you're saying because it adds to the conversation. Everybody's district has an expectation, right? So you are elected by people that have an expectation. I'm on year 15 because I'm meeting my people's expectation. You follow me? My people didn't want the trans women playing sports in high schools, in our high schools. They did not want that, right? And I'm delivering what they want, not what Antonio Parkinson wants, but what my constituency wants, right? And so with John Mark Wendell, he was in a heavily Republican district. He had more Republicans in his district than Democrats, and he was a Democrat that was elected. He was conservative, right? And they were okay with it. But
so I guess my question is, why not be Republican instead of being Democrat and then represent that constituency?
Let me respond to that question.
That's a good question.
That is a good question, and let me respond to it. That's a great question. Let me respond to it because then you're adding to their supermajority. So why not be a Democrat and be allowed to vote your constituency? That's who voted. So okay, so you're saying give up, right? Give up as a Democrat and walk away and just give that to them.
But you see, because right now we at wars between what you're saying your constituency want and what party you represent. And so for me, I'm standing here like I'm not representing no party. I'm not talking about Democrat. I'm not talking about Republican. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, like literally. Like being open, trying to be objective as possible, asking you like if you represent the constituency that have more so conservative views, why not just go ahead and run for a Republican seat?
You ain't got to because these are Democrats. This constituency is Democrat. They are Democrats that have conservative views.
Okay, but why not be a Republican that has some Democratic views? That's
right. Yeah.
I'm saying I get what you. Okay, that's okay. But why not be that?
Flip it. That's what I'm saying. Flip it. If you vote on that side and vote against them.
Because watch this. Because
I don't know.
So let me answer your question. Because your constituency, they're Democrats that have conservative views. They are not Republicans with liberal views.
Gotcha.
They're Democrats. I'll give you an example.
Maybe they don't know that. Maybe
in my district, we got a lot of pastors. We got a lot of churches in my district, right?
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of them are just not with the rainbow flag stuff. You know, not all of. They're not against all of it. They're against certain principles. Like they don't want children under the age of 18, you know, getting sex changing operations or sex changing drugs. They don't want that, right? They don't want the trans women playing sports in high school with regular females. They don't want that. They are vocal about that. They are Democrats. But here's the thing. Here's where we as Democrats miss our own principle. They bring that back to me because I want them to see this. We say we are the big tent party. We welcome everyone until you slightly go against, you know, one of these areas. And watch this. And the areas, the two main areas are LGBTQ issues, right? And not the guns and abortion. You see what I'm saying? You're on the wall again. But that's okay. It's all good.
No, I'm listening.
And so either we are going to be that big tent party, and we're going to be okay with conservative Democrats. I can tell you this: the Republicans ain't running their moderate Republicans off. There were moderate Republicans that have been up there for a long time and are still up there, and they are united. But because you have some of us that think just a little bit differently than the others, but on all of the other Democratic issues, you know, they're there. We start attacking our own and crucifying them, and we shouldn't do that. That's why we are in a super fucking minority right now. That's why my job is harder, right? Navigating them waters, right? Because you'll have I'll give you an example. You'll have situations where some of our people, you know, they throwing rocks at these folks, right? You know, and it's okay. But coming up there coming up there. And Rachel, you're an activist, right?
So this is the thing,
right?
I'm still doing everything.
Right. You want me now? She multitasking. Right. Look, Rachel, you're an activist, right? I come from the activist community too.
So
right?
I am an activist, but I'm leaning towards going away from that terminology because they use that terminology to weaponize it. So,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're right. I was just going. That's where I was going. You know, I'm an activist, right? I come from the activist community. I'm the one that we fought and stood to get the Raleigh Springs Mall torn down. That's why you're seeing all the growth in our area now. And so, but as a legislator, I have to find the balance.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
Find the balance. You know, fight the fights. For me, this is my thing.
Yeah.
I am not fighting unnecessary fights.
Mm.
I'm gonna fight the real fights, the fights that really, truly matter to our people and matter to folks. You know, my thing is this. Everybody, I don't give a damn you LGBTQ, you blue, green, red, or what. You want money back in your house.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm fighting for. You want to be able to go to the doctor without filing bankruptcy. Tennessee is number one for that. Filing bankruptcy for healthcare, right? You want to make sure your schools are good, right? And your children have good schools, right? And you want to be safe. I don't give a damn if you waving the rainbow flag or the POW flag. You want those four things. I will fight to the end for those things. And guess what? That's most of the people in the middle, Republican, Democrat, or whatever.
Okay, somebody asked a question. Somebody said, ask him, does he know the percentage of the LG? This is turning into a campaign round.
Hey.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna read the comments. Okay.
Yeah. Ask.
Do you know the percentage of the LGBT? Make sure I get all the LGBTQ folks in his district, because if he don't, then he's not doing his due diligence and speaking with the entire how you say that word, contingency.
And let me who asked that question? I want to respond to him personally. Who asked it? Theron. Okay, Theron.
Theron. Dwayne said he need to be on the show. Dwayne Jackson said he need to be on the show.
We'd be happy to bring Dwayne on.
I don't know who you are.
Dwayne is a black Republican.
You don't know Dwayne?
Yeah,
You don't know? Oh, you got to get to know Dwayne.
Let me answer Theron's question. Because that's a valid question. Theron, here's my response to your question. I do not know what the percentage of LGBTQ people are in my district. However, I am the most accessible legislator, elected official in all of, not Shelby County, Tennessee. So there's no way you can't get in touch with me. So if you are one of my constituents, all my constituents, they hit me messenger, cell phone. I give my cell phone number to my constituents.
It's 901.
Look, email and everything. So you know, but again, I don't care who you're having sex with. That ain't even none of my business.
Nobody's.
You know, I ain't gonna tell you who I'm having sex with.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Look, we gotta come. Look, we done ran over two. That's two.
They added two extra segments to
right.
this conversation.
That was really good. But the question is,
that we talking about.
But the question is, y'all, once they go over to that other side, they come back. We're talking about black folks, not Democrats and Republicans now. So once they go over to that other side, oh my God, should they be accepted back?
On what premise?
We're just asking.
I'm just saying. I mean, because
once a man publicly disrespectful a black woman, right?
That happens all the time. Rappers do it all the time. So
they rather go with a white. I don't think they publicly say it, but they show it through their actions.
What about the ball players?
They publicly say, "I don't mess with black women."
They marry them.
I mean, I think I just said. I said they don't say it. They may show it. So, I mean, they don't publicly disrespect.
All right, y'all. We ain't going to get to answer this question. Y'all hit us in the comments.
Black women done fighting. Black women done fighting battles that ain't now. That's the bottom line. I think we can end close this.
As for me and my house, I love my black women. So,
don't
go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button.
We'll show up for you then.
We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I think Kojak tapped out. Dang, what happened?
Listen, when I tell you these speakers is on, like my wife.
I got my steps in today. I've been walking all day.
we hot today, man.
We was standing up for about an hour and a half.
Man, hey, look, y'all give it up for my lovely co-host Angelica Jelly Woods in the building.
Yeah,
Y'all give it up for
The
her.
conversation is so good, okay?
Yeah. And that's my DJ Kojak. He's supposed to be in the bathroom in this segment, but he's skipping it, I guess, right?
I skipped the bathroom.
He's constipated. Y'all give it up for our lovely guest, Rachel Spriggs in the building. Yeah. You didn't know what you were getting into.
Man, they ain't give me the note. They ain't give me the note. I'm like, hold on, man.
Right. So listen.
But they don't know what they get neither, though.
Right.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
we're okay with it. We're okay with it. Listen, y'all, listen. So we got Rachel here, and everybody's been asking us ever since the concourse situation happened. Everybody's had questions. All we had was what the news was saying, right?
Absolutely.
And Angelica was making it very clear
I did.
that according to WRAG, not me, right? I think we actually got some video. Josh, run that video.
Y'all dropped the video because they was not gonna come for me. I made it very clear.
They still coming for you. Run that video, Josh. Run that video.
There are no desks on the House floor named after living people.
Hey, stop that! Stop that! Man, what the fuck?
All right, y'all. Okay. All right. Okay. Look at Nicole. Nicole over there. Nicole done got tipsy and now she grouchy. Tipsy and grouchy.
Yeah, I got.
But listen. Okay, so y'all, there was, the news media was labeling it a melee at Crosstown Concourse. Of course. And we are excited to have Rachel to tell us, before you start. Let me set this up. No, we ain't gonna set it up. You tell us what happened.
I mean, I'm gonna give you the short version. I mean, because most of everybody. I mean, this is the thing. You saw it.
Well, we just saw the fight. We saw the result. How did it happen? Right. How did we get there?
Right. So we got there by me literally showing up for meetings that were on my calendar.
Right. Okay.
And I had not made a public statement about. Global Cafe.
Okay, step up a little bit.
I had not made a public statement about my stance on Global Cafe.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I had just did my own, personal boycott.
Okay, so you wait a minute. So you were boycotting this restaurant?
And then it's another misconception I need to clear up. People are saying that I was already banned from the establishment.
People were saying that, but
that is the most untrue statement that I've heard in the whole. In all of it.
Right.
It's not the most unclear because it's been. I was never banned from that establishment.
Okay. Did the owner say that?
I had never even had an altercation with anybody in the establishment. He said what he used the term when I had him live. He said something I can't remember, but he said something about we had I can't remember the term he used, but I never had even been an altercation.
You're saying. I don't want to say what I'm going to ask. So, are you saying that were you a frequent customer at this restaurant before this?
So I live not even 0.2 miles away from Crosstown. So my family and we walk to Crosstown on a daily basis.
Right.
So I had been a frequent customer of Global Cafe, but I had stopped going probably like maybe even anywhere from 7 to 8 months.
Why'd you stop going?
I had stopped going because I was watching one's interaction with customers.
Okay.
And so one thing that I will kind of, I'm always in reflective mode, right? I immediately said, one, you are a racist. You know what I'm saying?
But why?
I said he was a racist because I had watched his treatment. And I think I could call him a sexist. I could have called him several other things, but the minute you call a person a racist, you gotta go into this mode of defending what that really means. You gotta quantify. You gotta quantify that. Qualify that, right? And I think that what happened there is I watched his treatment that was very different between not only black people but also women in general.
Okay, let me ask a question here. Is this you watching his treatment of customers,
right?
Black and women,
Mainly the students, mainly the students.
Okay.
Like,
Right.
yeah.
But is this before that day or is this on that day?
This is way before that day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is before that day.
Mhm.
Okay. Go ahead. Next.
Right. So never been banned from the establishment. Let's clear that up.
Glad you cleared that up.
Never been banned from the
clear
establishment.
this
Never
up.
had an altercation with this man at all. And so he said I hissed at him. That's what he said.
What does that mean?
He said I said use black folks language because I don't know we
Like
even had an altercation.
Right.
And he said
what
that
does his mean?
what he explained in that live
That's
video,
his?
he said I hissed at him.
Black
And
folks
what-
don't hiss though.
We don't hiss.
Yeah, I seen white
But
folks
what
hiss,
he
but black folks don't
explained,
hiss.
what he explained was that
The hell
his
is a
was
hiss?
he put too much ice in my cup, and I told him I wanted light ice. After he
I
put
still don't understand that.
right,
How
right,
does it
right,
work?
right, right, right. And so I'm like, that went over my head.
It went over mine too.
And so never been banned from the establishment. I come up to get a drink because we haven't been. I feel like I've been in there all day. The least I can do is now buy something. You know what I'm saying? And so I go up to the counter and I go to it's Tuesday, so I go to purchase a margarita. And
What kind of meat you having?
And I'm done with my meat. That's the thing.
I'm like, man,
That's the
look,
thing. I'm getting ready to go pick up my kids.
That sounds like one of our meetings.
My day was at an end, y'all. My day was done. I had finished all my meetings. I'm getting ready to go pick up my kids. We're finna go bike ride. Go to the counter. Let me get my margarita. This man, well, he come to the counter, but I ain't realize it because I'm on the phone.
He wouldn't come to the counter because he doesn't work. He got workers that work the counter, or
no. It's light. It's light. It's only at this point.
Okay, because we don't know.
Everybody has been served. It's only me, one more individual who I'm wrapping up a meeting with. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the phone. I'm like, hey, we ended the meet.
Okay.
But I hadn't even realized I had been at the cash register for maybe about 5 minutes, and this man did not come to the counter, the register.
Right.
So I'm like, hey, hold on. I said, I need a drink. So this is what he called and signed it to him. I said, I want a drink. He hollering from the kitchen. I don't do sign language.
Oh,
I said, I need you to come to the counter then. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he comes to the counter and he said, I'm not serving you because you're doing sign language at me. You're rude and you can leave.
Okay. Okay.
So y'all already know I'm barely there, right?
Okay.
I'm barely there.
Okay.
So now we get, you know what I'm saying? This.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, oh, so this the day. I ain't know this was the day.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But this is the day, y'all.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so anyway, long story short, that's when I immediately go live. I go live. I go get my stuff though.
But let me ask this. Let me ask this.
Go ahead.
Because everybody's saying like, okay, why y'all sticking up for XYZ? Y'all don't know what happened all the way up to the live before you ask the question. So I'm happy you cleared up.
Yeah.
It actually led you to go on to the live.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. So, but let me ask this. So in previous iterations of visits, right? You've seen how he treated Black women and
women.
Students,
period. I'm not gonna
students,
say Black women.
Black people and women and students, right? So why keep coming?
Mine,
everybody was asking that question.
Everybody, that's a good. I'm glad you even and you bring it back on the show because I had not decided. I had not made a decision yet. I had not. I was suspending judgment. You know what I'm saying? Like I was working with it. You know what I'm saying? I realized my influence and I realized the power of influence. So I had not concluded anything yet. Right?
Yeah.
I made my conclusion that day.
Okay.
You know
what I'm saying? I needed some more evidence.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Feds,
This
not
is
the
Global
police.
Cafe.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know who
You know
Global
what I'm
Cafe
saying?
is.
But
I didn't know.
this is an establishment that pride themselves. Like this is an establishment that pride themselves on. You know what I'm saying? I stand in solidarity with our immigrants.
What's Juan's race?
One is that he is Hispanic,
Right.
right?
Well, I had to ask you for the
Right. No, that's good. So my thing is, I stand in solidarity with the immigrant community. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like some of them show up for me before Black people show up for me.
Right.
So that's another thing that I had to clear up, right? Because folks was in my comments saying call ICE on him. Whoa.
Okay, now
you know what I'm saying? Whoa.
That's why I said
that you know what I'm saying? Like this is not that. What we say, and then people saying, how can he be racist if he's Hispanic? And I'm like, whoa, because the people. Wait a minute. The people that uphold white supremacy are usually right now, especially in Memphis, non-Black.
Well, let me ask this. Y'all don't come from because I'm just here to ask questions.
Ask
right?
questions.
In order to be racist, you have to have some power. right? What power does he have
Right,
over
so
you?
this is so good. This is so good because one, and then it's also
didn't
good
know
for Global Cafe
Mm-hmm.
because if you understand who the owner is, one is a manager. You got an owner who is from Switzerland.
Okay.
So when you start talking about power, you got to talk about the alignment and the proximity to white supremacy.
That's a good answer.
You know what I'm saying? And so people be like, you know, he's Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? How can he be racist? You gotta. We talking about
Samuel L. Jackson on Django.
Yeah. So it's all about your it's all about your proximity to whiteness.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Just like the people in the Trump house.
Or to racist.
The people in the Trump house.
Yeah.
No, it's white house.
Well, you know, every white person is not racist though.
No. But but we're in America, so we have to talk about our proximity
I
to
feel you on that.
whiteness. You know what I'm saying? And so anyway.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation.
And how they're laying the labels out. White, Hispanic. I get you on that. I get you on that.
And so here we are, right? So this is the thing. In the video, you will hear me. People is like, "Hey, what we need to do?
I couldn't tell who was who.
Right in the video, you hear people saying, "Do we need to show up?" And I said, "No, don't show up. I'm just bringing awareness."
But they showed up.
I'm gonna tell you why they showed up.
Don't jump. Go ahead and tell your story.
No. What I'm saying is that people in the video. So here we go. First of all, let's address Crosstown, right? Because Crosstown tried to immediately remove themselves, and they said we don't have anything to do with any of this. And nobody is banned. That ain't what they were saying in the video.
No, it wasn't. I watched it.
In the video, they were saying that you're banned.
Yeah.
Crosstown security.
I don't know who the player is.
It's good. It was Crosstown security that was saying that you're not only banned from Global Cafe, you're banned from Crosstown.
And they try to make you sign a paper.
They try to make you sign, because I would have been signed the paper if it was just Global Cafe. I have no intentions on coming back anyway. But when they try to ban me from an establishment that you built with supposedly the community in mind, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did security have the authority to say that?
They did not have the authority.
So you can't really blame Crosstown.
So this is I have suspended judgment on Crosstown.
Okay.
I have people ready to roll on Crosstown.
Can I say something about that? That's not true. Because anytime you hire an establishment, look at his face. Parkinson ready.
I'm ready.
Anytime you hire an establishment, you work for an establishment, you have to understand who works for you is representation of you. They're a part of your enterprise. So when you spoke, you got. I'm sorry, it's PR. They represent. I'm saying they did in that moment,
and they can take accountability for that.
Absolutely.
And so this is what I'm saying though. But I wasn't ready to crucify Crosstown.
Yeah.
But where I'm moving to, you know what I'm saying? Because I reached out to Todd a couple of times and this man won't respond to me.
Who's Todd?
Todd is the owner of Crosstown.
Okay.
So here we go.
Is he white?
Oh my God.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, so hold on, wait a minute. All I'm saying to you is I'm not ready to come and pounce on Crosstown. You had Rob, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all know Rob, but on Facebook, but he's another activist. He was like, "Hey, we need everybody in Crosstown to, you know what I'm saying, sign, you know, this to say, you know, we against what Global Cafe did." And I was like, hold on, let me get some more information. So I've been doing a lot of stuff in the back end, you know what I'm saying? Because some activism is silent. Y'all hear us get loud, but we do a lot of silent activism, right? So I'm trying to set up I'm just trying to have a conversation, but I can't really get that moving. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'll say this. I wasn't quick to, you know what I'm saying, be vocal about what needs to happen with Crosstown. I wanted some conversations, and I still want some conversations. You know what I'm saying? I want conversations because I think so often we get so caught up in fighting. You know what I'm saying? That we don't really ever get to the solution.
I appreciate you.
We had this conversation.
I've always been a fan of yours anyway. I've always told you when we were out there on the campaign trail, seeing you with your signs. I ain't gonna minimize like Nicole would. She got her little sign out there. Right. But let me ask this though. So and we're gonna get to everything coming out though. But now when in that moment, right? When you're still in there and you're going live, right? Why do we not just say,
come on,
man,
come on,
I'm F you. You ain't gonna get my money. Why is it? Because I think that money speaks louder than protest. I do. But why do we not just say, man, who got the black shop in here in Crosstown?
Right.
And I'm gonna go and spend that money with them.
Mhm.
Period.
Or a hip hop lounge.
Period.
Oh, you
Or
want
hip hop lounge. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I
brought
appreciate
something
it.
interesting to the table right now because you have a black business owner in Crosstown that immediately contacted me after the story, right? And he said this same thing happened to me at Global Cafe.
But that's a good wagging the dog with the tail.
Right.
But no, I'm talking about us and not you in particular. Why are we fighting for access to a place that does not, if they do not obviously want it? I didn't heard
my question.
No,
it's good. This is good. It's good because this is what a lot of people were asking in comments. They were like, "Why you keep trying to access that when you know what I'm saying? When they don't want you, leave. If they don't want you, quit patronizing them. You know what I'm saying? That was
a lot of people been asking it.
Yeah, so this is really good that you bring it to the table. Because you came into our community, you built this.
Okay.
You built this. You this is a pilot. This was built with pilot. You know what I'm saying? Dollars.
I got you.
And so here you are, tax exempt. You building stuff as if it is for us. You know what I'm saying? But you really not intending to truly include us.
Okay, let me go to Angelica. Then I got to respond to that.
Okay. Fast forward after going back all the stuff. I had to text my husband like, okay, now we're gonna be going to get the baby. Okay, so the thing is, okay, so after all this happened, because Parkinson brought up a big point about like, how about we have the power of the black dollar? Let's just not patronize with them or whatever. But how did it make you feel to see people publicly go sit at the restaurant?
Well, I need you to hold.
I'm ready. What you need? What you got? What you got? That's a good. Okay.
Just hold that question for a second. Because here's let me show you something. Because that's
we're coming back to that. No matter what, we coming back to this.
So when the Tennessee Achievement School District came to and started taking over schools in Memphis, right? They came and because I'm going back to your point, they built this in our community, right? You know, quote unquote, for our use, right? So the state of Tennessee came into our community.
You already got a problem,
right? And started taking over our schools, right? And but they weren't doing it. They didn't come in for our community. They came in for their own profiteering, but and exploitation of our children, right? And so what we did instead,
I'm on the wall again.
No, you just pointing to the wall. But listen, watch this. So when they tried to come into Raleigh, we said we said, we don't like you in our community. You coming in here trying to take over, trying to undereducate our kids, right? And so what we did was we rezoned our kids to the building with the high school, made it a 6 through 12. And guess what? They didn't have any kids in the middle school building. They had 80 of them that we dried their money up. And so this is why my thing, you pointed at Coach, but this is why my thing is, you don't, and we need to have Juan on the show. Let me be clear. Yeah. We want Juan to come on the show. We need Juan. Right. So we can get all sides. But listen, I'm not finna stand here. This is me.
Right.
No knocking against your style. No. That's why I say there's room for everyone in the end. Yeah. The minute you show me that I'm not welcome with me paying you, man, I'm finna burn rubber so damn hard.
But the thing is, you're not even knocking my style, though. That's the thing.
And so, but I'm not finna stand up here and protest. I'm finna just let my people know this was my experience. You make your own judgment. I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you my style. Right? You make your own judgment. But I always practice spending my money in my community anyway. And my money's spent here.
Absolutely.
In the capital of Memphis, right here in Raleigh. Yeah. And so So Angelica, now back to your question.
Bam.
This so good, man.
How did it make you feel? Because you talking about the power of the black dollar.
And we talk about that venture to the other side.
Yeah, venture to the other side. After you publicly said what happened, you not said, you showed what happened, that there was people that look like us.
And any of your friends?
I don't know. I ain't getting no message.
I'm focused.
Okay. That went and said we subliminally said we are supporting Juan and Global Cafe because the next Because it's PR. I mean, I can read between lines.
Yeah, we're not boycotting today.
Yeah, you know, picture, you know, and on the patio. I asked the question the first time the right way.
Go ahead. I'm with you.
How did that make you feel?
That
that you know that people pretty much put it online that after all this happened, not even 24 hours.
So he gained customers.
Yeah, based off
he gained, but he also lost.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say this to you. That's a great question. So I was already warned. So this is what people don't realize about activism, right? Activism comes with a cost.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard of black fatigue? Have you heard of? You know what I'm saying? You fighting for a people that don't fight with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so this is the thing. And so it has put me in reflective mode. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what am I doing this for? Right.
You know, and so with that, like I had already been warned, Rachel, get off of social media. You know what I'm saying? Don't read comments.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I took days off of social media before I even read comments. You know what I'm saying? But then I strengthened myself. I went to Dubai. I had a Dubai trip already planned, you know what I'm saying, for my sister's birthday. So by the time I came from there, I was ready to face anything that came with that situation. So I started reading comments, right? And to your point, you know, it appears that they got more customers, but why they have to suspend all of the upcoming like reviews? Because black people began to mobilize around, not just black people, white people were coming out of all. So the perception that, you know what I'm saying, folks were, you know, like, oh, we're going to go to global. You had your few.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you still had a lot of people that saying we going to the reviews. They had to cut the reviews off on Global Cafe. You know what I'm saying?
It's like Target.
Yeah. So my whole point is that I focus on who is for me. You know what I'm saying? I focus on who is for us.
Yeah.
Not who is against us. You know what I'm saying? Like
I need your strength, baby.
Yeah, like
listen, I didn't full transparency. I didn't want to talk about the topic, did I, Parkinson? I was like, listen.
Yeah, she was
scared. I was scared. I'll be honest. I was like,
I mean, it's a lot.
Because people read, because I don't know nobody. I don't, because I don't pay attention to nothing like that. But I just felt like, oh Lord, let me just stay straight in line because I ain't got time. People are ugly.
You know, but the Antonio Parkinson
represent a lot of people. Though.
The Antonio Parkinson Project is a vehicle to get the truth out and
get
educate. But somebody said, why you take your black ass to Dubai while folks didn't have bail money?
No, that's not true. I'm so glad. That's good. Like, man, listen. That's good because that's more ignorance, right? That's assumption.
I think they were making it.
No. But we're gonna address that perception because perception is reality, right? So the folks that stood with me, the folks that were getting knocked to the ground. You know what I'm saying? They would like, we understand. See, this is the thing. We understand movement, right? We understand that rest is protest. Like everybody wanted to run up to the crosstown. We finna boycott.
But tell us about that. Tell us about how people start. Because
we understand that this is for the long haul, right? We understand that in this movement space, that rest is a form of protest.
And look, ain't nobody tripping about that.
No.
They put laugh emojis.
No. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that. But I do think the folks who stood with me, the strongest, the people that were in jail, the people that were showing up, man, right? So take care of yourself.
Right.
We taking care of each other. You know what I'm saying? But that's what that's what everybody don't see. We take care of each other.
Right.
So in the middle, nobody called your phone. You didn't call nobody's phone and say, come down here.
Man,
that's not me.
That's so good. No. If you look at the live, they said, do we need to pull up? And I said, no, don't come down here. I said, I'm good. I'm just bringing awareness to this. Next thing you know, this man start grabbing on me. Phone get knocked out my hand. Folks now are not waiting on my consent.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? They like, oh no, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, folks ain't waiting on consent no more because they see that I have been, you know what I'm saying, intruded upon. So I'm telling them don't come, but then right after that statement, you grabbing on me.
Who was the first to show up?
Man.
Who was the first to show up?
It was a few. I ain't gonna lie, folks started rolling up at the same time. But this is the thing. Can I bring this into the? This is what needs to be brought into all of this conversation, right? And this is what I want to focus on. I immediately asked this man, "Am I arrested? Are you arrested?"
So wait a minute. So you
jump into
the police situation, right? Am I? Okay, go ahead. So everybody knows.
Because everybody keeps saying, "Why didn't you leave?" The first thing I did when he told me to leave was go grab my laptop, pack up my bag, and let everybody know I'm getting ready to leave. You look at the live. I say I'm leaving.
Okay.
But before I leave, and everybody's saying, why you can't go outside? Why you couldn't just make this video outside? At that point, I had made a decision to resist. People don't understand movement, so they immediately be like, go outside. No, I'm willing to take the consequence. So if I'm getting arrested in this moment, that's cool with me. You know what I'm saying? That's cool with me. But I'm making a decision right now to resist anything that this man is saying to me. Whatever needs to be done to bring light to this situation. People might not always agree because everybody got their different values. And that's fine because like I enter into a lot of spaces and I understand that it's bigger than me right now. You know what I'm saying? Global Cafe is just one entity inside of Crosstown. Crosstowns are happening all over Memphis. Memphis 3.0, baby. So what I'm saying is we're doing all this redevelopment and we're not considering the displacement of our people. It's a housing crisis that's taking place in Memphis under this whole thing of bringing businesses into Memphis so that, you know what I'm saying, we can give these jobs to who these jobs really going to. You know what I'm saying? We building this stuff in the middle of our communities, and then all of a sudden our community is no longer our community. So this is a bigger stance than Crosstown. Okay, go ahead. I'm going.
But you know, and just gently pushing back. Right?
Go ahead.
You think about, you know, an entity, you know, big as Crosstown. It's a lot of us in there though. We're using that vehicle, and you know, people going to school, this, that, and other, so on and so forth, right? And so is it not a benefit? Is Crosstown not a benefit to our people?
What I'm going to say to you, I'm not going to answer that and say yes or no.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because it depends on which of our people are you referring to, right?
I'm referring to everyone, whether you're a business owner in there or whether you are a student in there, or you know, or somebody that goes to church health, or somebody that uses the radio station, somebody that listens to the radio
so
station.
What
is that vehicle of Crosstown Concourse not a benefit to this community?
I'm not willing. Right.
Okay.
That's good. I'm not willing to answer that as an individual. Right now, we have put out a survey, and that we collecting data on what.
Is this
when
Equity
I say
Alliance?
this is right now, this is Equity Alliance.
I'm using
I sometimes I talk as Rachel, sometimes I talk as the Equity Alliance. You know what I'm saying? And so the Equity Alliance has this. We never speak for just ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So the Equity Alliance has decided. Hold on, was that a Rachel situation, or is this a situation that impact? People that, you know what I'm saying, a bigger audience, a bigger scope. And so what immediately before I make, like I told you, I had suspended judgment already. So now let's see what the consensus are around, you know what I'm saying, like everybody in this community. Matter of fact, we care about Black people, you know what I'm saying? We care about Black working class people, you know what I'm saying? So
you care about one too.
Yeah, I care about one too. But right now I'm collecting data, you know what I'm saying, to see how we are being treated.
Right. Let me ask this question.
Go ahead.
Let me ask this question.
Go ahead.
So there are, and I don't know if these are still, if this is still the case or not. I know we're way over the segment, huh, Nicole? Okay. Let me ask this question. Nicole done got tipsy, done fell asleep and came back. Right. But let me ask this question on a serious note. There are individuals that, you know, were involved in the scuffle at Crosstown Concourse, and that probably have received felony charges.
Yeah.
And so it's
not felony. All of the charges are misdemeanors. I want to get all of them are misdemeanors.
Are they high, is misdemeanor A by chance?
Right now, right now I know all of the charges are misdemeanors, but it's so crazy because the people, one of the families, because we live right in the same area, brought our bicycles with our kids. You know what I'm saying? Highly involved and engaged in the community, and was literally leaving. You know what I'm saying? The YMCA, which we, you know what I'm saying, we utilize this building, so we, you know what I'm saying, leaving and got caught in the crossfire of what's going on with this family that I'm really close to. You know what I'm saying? That like, so they paint us as this mob. No, we are families that live within not even a half mile from this, you know what I'm saying, establishment that was built for us, right? And so like,
and so that's why we live in the capital of Memphis out here in Raleigh. Midtown, y'all too lit for us. Y'all Midtown too lit for us. But look, let me ask this though. So you know, given everything that took place, right? Would you do it exactly the same way, or would you retool it? How would you do it if you had got a chance?
My question.
Did you have that question? If you had a chance to,
that's a real good question.
To revisit, to just just
That's a really
do it
good-
again,
that's a really
how
good
would
question.
what would the response be from
That's
Rachel?
a really good question because Rachel liked to be calculated, right? Rachel liked to be strategic with tactics. Rachel like to be the Rosa Parks opposed to the, you know what I'm saying, the lady that went before her. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying?
People don't
So
know that history.
yeah,
So go ahead,
I ain't gonna get into all of that. So Rachel like to see that situation and say, you know what, I'm gonna come back because it's gonna happen again. This is a problem. Now let's create a plan for when it happened again. We already ready and we know everything we want from that situation, right? But I like, so half of me is there. And then the other half of me is saying, like, you can't calculate all of these situations. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to be ready to act. You know what I'm saying? So I go in between a lot. You know what I'm saying? I go in between, to be honest with you. Like, I hate to see my friends like struggling right now. You know what I'm saying? If you know any, like, they try to paint us as these people, right? But all of these folks are very involved in community, contributing citizens. You know what I'm saying? Like, in many ways, and you try to paint us as this mob. A lot of them officers thought the ambulance. This is something folks don't know. The ambulance will call for our people. They had pepper sprayed them. They called them for our people. Guess what? When the ambulance showed up, the police started jumping on the stretcher, start asking for a neck brace. They would call for us. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So like, and then the news went with that and ran with that. That's why, you know.
So, but you know, if it happened, if it were you rewound the tape, what would you do different?
Man, I've said with that. I've said with that. I'm sitting with it. You know what I'm saying? I think that my immediate response is that I would have liked to have, you know what I'm saying, the strategy already available to me. I would have had to the people that showed up. You know what I'm saying? I would have already known that this was one of our tactics around a strategy to address, you know what I'm saying, the systemic injustices that happen with development when you bring it into, you know what I'm saying, neighborhoods that you haven't consulted. You know what I'm saying? I would have wanted to do all of those things, you know. And so I think that one thing that I'm arriving at, I'm always growing. I just reached out recently to a developer after this situation. I reached out to a developer and I apologized. You know what I'm saying? I said, I addressed the situation in a way that I would, you know what I'm saying? I want to apologize to you for. You know what I'm saying? Like, this situation or a different situation? No, it's a different situation. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It was around the sawmill. Like, even though the people said they didn't want it, you know what I'm saying? It was ways that I moved and I approached the sawmill that I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So this got me in reflective mode. So this is a really good question. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, people didn't want it. I would still have stood against it. But the way I approached it, I owe this developer an apology. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, so
big.
You know, I love the self-reflection because I'm always doing the same
and
thing.
Accountability.
And accountability. Let me ask you this though. How much of your response in both the sawmill situation and Global Cafe was an emotional response versus a logical response? And it's okay because, you know,
I think that like, you are consistently growing, and my heart, I think my heart is so for community. My heart is so for, and so I guess I ain't gonna say so for, because that's what I'm learning right now. I think I want to make sure that they get, you know, into the airways. You know what I'm saying? My heart is so against, you know what I'm saying, the people, things happening for the people without the people's input, right? That sometimes I'm not all the way, I can be more strategic about, you know, I'm against this, right? But what am I for? You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, like, I think that when we start having these conversations around the sawmill, that same land is lying vacant. You know, although we did research around, like, what do you prefer? The energy around what the community prefers is not the same as what, you know, she came in, she had already had a plan, you know what I'm saying, around what she wanted to do. And so in the same situation, I just think that, like, reflective wise, like, Rachel wants to always move with strategy. I don't want to be caught up in this ideology of what it needs to look like. What does progress, even with the takeover, what does progress look like in this moment? You know what I'm saying? We get so caught in going against each other.
Lots of emotion.
You know what I'm saying? And people call it, I think emotion is not bad. but without strategy connected to that emotion, without strategy and tactics around solutions. People saying, take over. Okay, now let's talk about, let's attach takeover to what we saying we want the solution to be. What the problem is, you know what I'm saying? What the problem is and what the solution is. So I think
we ain't finna go down that rabbit hole. We're gonna bring you back to go down that rabbit hole.
But my whole point is like, yes, I think I would want to be more strategic.
Yeah.
Yes, I would. Yes, I also think that you don't always get a chance to prepare. You know what I'm saying?
You don't.
And what do you do when you don't get to prepare? So I'm in between those two things.
And I love and appreciate you for your transparency. Okay, but look, let me leave you with this, Rachel. You know, people think that the Afro Justin and Ponytail Justin were the first two people to be threatened with expulsion. I was the first black person to be threatened with expulsion because I cursed every one of them blanks out on that house floor. Mic cut off. I'm still cursing all of them out. This, that, and other. A lot of people don't realize that happened. This in the media, so the receipts are there, right? You're looking at yourself, right? And so
you look at one of my social media class, Rachel. This one, you look at that camera.
And watch this. You know, when I did that, you know, the speaker who's there now, Cameron Sexton, and me and him been friends for a long time, way before he was speaker, right? He came to me. He said, my members want you either you apologize, or he didn't say it hard like this. Either you apologize, or he asked me, "Are you willing to apologize?" I said no. He said, well, you know, and my members want, you know, either to consider expulsion or censorship or something like that, right? Because I cursed him out bad, and it's so bad that he had to shut the session down, right? And you know, this is during George Floyd, right? And Nathan Bedford Forrest statue and all of this stuff going on, right? And they had killed a resolution for a deceased 17-year-old black female. The Republicans had killed this resolution. I've never seen them kill a resolution that memorialized a person that's died, right? And I couldn't understand it, right? So my response was completely emotional, right? And they done shut my mic down. He done threatened to bring the sergeant of arms and the troopers to drag me out of the chambers and everything, right? I didn't give a damn. You know, emotionally, I was spent, right? I didn't care. I had done cashed out or crashed out, right? And so, but after that, I vowed to myself, and I'm in a different space up there now. They will never, ever, ever be able to pull that side of me up again, a side that I always want to suppress, right? Because I know how bad that side is, right? And since then, when they do their shit, and they do shit, right? When they do their shit, I'm always now, you know, making sure that I'm not moving out of emotion, but I'm moving out of logic, right? Let me step back. And you know, and because I know where we are in that space, like what was happening with you, right? I know where we're, and this is growth too, because I wasn't always there either. You know, this is growth for me, right? This just happened for me. You know, how many years ago when George Floyd?
5.
It's been a little bit more than that.
Yeah. Fast,
you tipsy too. But it took all of that for me, right, to get to this point, and it took a long time, right? But and now when they're doing their antics, you know, I'm looking at it, right, and I decide how I'm going to move strategically and logically, and so that's all I'm saying. So, yeah, I guess with that, Nicole giving us the hook. Y'all, hey,
that's her back there blowing her nose.
Let's give it up for our guest Rachel Spriggs in the building. Yeah.
Glad you came.
Yeah. It would be good for you to go to her, Josh. Let's do that again. Let's give it up for Rachel in the building.
I hear them now. I hear them now. I ain't heard them before.
Yeah, let me tell you, thank you. You know, we truly appreciate you being here, man. You have been a wonderful guest. We're gonna bring you on as guest co-host with us sometimes. You know, talk about some of these issues if you're okay with it. Yeah, we truly appreciate it. And thank you for clearing up the stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you for having that hadn't necessarily been cleared up, you know. So hopefully a lot of people can walk away with this with a different, you know, with all of the information. Yeah. Hey, you've been watching the fastest growing visual podcast.
Yeah.
Market. Hit that subscribe button. Share this video. Share all of our clips. And we'll see you next Friday, right? We'll see you Friday on our next Antonio Parkinson Project.